Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Haley's Comment, or hey if you're new. I am here with another coffee talk for you guys. If you don't know, every Tuesday I post a mental health related video where we enjoy some coffee and talk about ADHD, depression, and anxiety. So if that sounds interesting, please go ahead and subscribe. I also do like random videos on Thursdays, like kind of whatever I want. So there's that too. So basically today I'm going to be describing to you guys in the best way that I can what it feels like to have an anxiety attack. This is going to be a challenge because I can kind of tell you the symptoms, but it's just not quite the same as like experiencing it, but I'll do the best I can. So if you guys don't know, I have generalized and social anxiety. I not very often will have anxiety attacks. For some people, they're more frequent than others, but they're not super frequent with most types of anxiety. Panic attack disorder is another type of anxiety where like you primarily have panic attacks. Like that's kind of the whole thing about it. Like, of course you have anxiety, but it's mostly centered around panic attacks. And so that's a whole different thing. That's not what I'm talking about here. I am not a medical professional, but from my best understanding, basically a panic attack is different than an anxiety attack. Anxiety attack is something that any type of anxiety can experience, while a panic attack is something that only someone with a panic attack disorder experiences, and that's a bit more intense. A lot of times they might end up in the hospital, just so you're aware. I'm not talking about panic attacks, I'm talking about regular anxiety attacks. So like I said, they don't happen super frequently to me. I would say maybe a few times a year I have them. Severity varies. Of course, I always have anxiety, but having an anxiety attack is a little bit different. I'll show that to you. So just so you guys know, I'm only talking about my experience. Somebody else's experience could be totally different than mine. But for me, they usually start off with a bunch of little things that are making me anxious, and it's just like a ton of little things all like weighing on me at the same time, and this happens. So the first sign that I'm having an anxiety attack is like my heart starts racing really fast. Obviously, first off, I feel anxious, and then my heart starts beating really fast, and I can just really feel it pounding in my chest, and it's going like a lot. I don't know, it seems harder than normal and it seems faster than normal. The next thing that happens to me is like I'll have racing thoughts. Now I pretty much always have racing thoughts because I have ADHD, but it will be racing anxiety ridden thoughts. So like a bunch of anxious thoughts just like racing through my head. Then I start shaking. My legs will start shaking and like my hands will shake. And yeah, that's just from the anxiety. Like nothing's actually like wrong with me, but I just like uncontrollably shake. And usually around this time I'll start like either forgetting to breathe. So like I'm like holding my breath on accident because there's just like so much happening, or I'm like breathing way too fast. One of those two things happens. I am usually uncontrollably like crying. Not everybody probably does that. Some people might have completely different emotional reactions to it, but pretty much my emotion, whenever I'm feeling something intensely, like I cry. And you feel really sick when you start to get this anxious. It feels like you're about to throw up. Some people actually do throw up. I've never thrown up from it, but I've always felt like I need to. Feel sick to my stomach. It's really uncomfortable. So then I start to get like tunnel vision. I can't see like the outside, I guess. I can only see like right in front of me. I don't have like peripheral vision or something, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what's up with that, other than my brain can't focus on like seeing because there's so much else going on. That's what I would assume is happening, but again, I'm not a doctor, so. But yeah, I can't really like see other than like right in front of me. And then I usually start to get really dizzy, and it's hard to even see just like right in front of me. I like don't really know what's happening. And then I get confused because, you know, I'm dizzy and I can't see straight and I'm shaking. Like I just get really like disoriented and confused. Usually I'll need to like sit down and like stop what I'm doing. Well, before this I've usually stopped what I'm doing, but if I haven't by that point for whatever reason, I'll sit down and try to like sort out what's happening. And then I just take deep breaths. It's just kind of like a waiting game. Like you can't really make it stop any sooner than it's going to, which kind of sucks, but you know, just take deep breaths, wait for it to end kind of thing. If you guys ever see someone having an anxiety attack, it's not that serious if it's an anxiety attack and if they've had one before. I feel like it could seem pretty alarming to someone who doesn't have anxiety. Like it looks physically alarming, but it's a normal thing that happens to people with anxiety. Of course it's painful and it's like, you know, very emotionally scarring, and like the person's gonna need you, but in terms of like how they are physically, like they're fine. It's not really that big of a deal if they know they have anxiety. If they don't know they have anxiety, you should probably go see a doctor, like, immediately. Well, hopefully that helped some of you guys understand what an anxiety attack is. I know this video is kind of short, but there's not too much to say about it. I mean, it's like a whole experience within itself, but the best I can do is kind of describe the physical symptoms and hope for the best that you can understand me. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me when you like my videos. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I will see you on Thursday for another happy hour video. video. Bye.